Never buddy like Bon Scott, Ronald Belford Scott, the late great. Adam Lever.
You take my shorts around my door without the left of warning. Stopping my front morning. Being the gun, used to run, it's always the same old story. Shutting the head in the stand, double check continue. Look out the glory of any crime and any deed. Not a place to shelter. You got the darkest, make us love and you're my hand forever. A gun, used to run, it's always the same old story.
Ladies and gentlemen, on Sky Channel around Australia, around the world, with your ringside commentary team, Barry Michael, Anthony Mundine, Stephen J. Peake. The moment of real truth continues after our interviews with Tony Mundine and Anthony Mundine. Ladies and gentlemen, this is 6 rounds of boxing in the junior middleweight division. When the bell tolls, your man in centre ring, Malcolm Bulder. Would you welcome up, ladies and gentlemen, occupying the red corner with trainer Tom Aldermira from Thomastown, Victoria. This young man comes from Daylesford, Victoria. He's a sign rider. At weigh-in last night, he scaled 69.70 kilograms. Turning professional after an amateur career encompassing 45 fights, 30 wins. Victorian representative and Central Victorian amateur boxing champion. Ladies and gentlemen, wearing black trunks with his name emblazoned on the front in red. Would you welcome the Raging Bull from Daylesford, Baydon Beddoe. And across the ring on my right, Greg Grogan assisting Murray Thomson, Fighters Factory. 2 bouts, unbeaten, 1 win, 1 technical draw here last time. Scaling 69.95 kilograms, 26 years of age, with many of his friends from Box Hill North Footy Club at ringside. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome, wearing total black trunks with Bowden on the front, the man Peter Hunt dubbed the Hammer, Adam Lever. 6 rounds of boxing. Malcolm Bulder, step over them ropes.
Welcome to centre ring, gentlemen. Good clean one. Obey my instructions at all times. Shake hands now and come on fighting at the belt. Then good luck.
Well, here we go again here at Fighters Factory tonight, and both Barry Michael and myself are very proud to have Anthony Mundine here in the commentary team. Good to see you, Anthony, and fantastic to have you on Fighters Factory Promotions and Sky. This will go on replay, so great to see you, Anthony, and I hope you're having a very good night here tonight with the boxing you've seen so far.
Yeah, it's great. I'm just happy that I've been invited to a great night and such a good turnout.
Oh, no, it's a big capacity house here. I think there'll be 4,000, 4,500 to 5,000 here. They got a big crowd here for the heavyweight title fight last of July, and here they go again. They're Adam Levers there at ringside grappling with Baydon Beddoe. Barry, how are these boys looking to you at the moment?
Well, honestly, before the fight I said to Anthony Mundine that this Baydon Beddoe looks like Jake LaMotta, and Howard Lee announced him as the Raging Bull, and at the start of this first round he's doing just that.
He is, he's coming out bombing.
Isn't he ever?
Well, there you go. It's all the experts thinking alike there. That's how it's working out tonight. And,
well, Adam Levers hasn't had anywhere the experience. Even he's had a couple of pro fights and 8 amateur fights, but Baydon Beddoe's fought, internationals and had a shot at going to the Olympics. 30 wins in 45 amateur fights, so he's got a fair bit of experience. He's a very strong-looking fighter, Anthony.
Yeah, he is. He really walks forward, comes taking it to Adam Levers, and looks like Adam Levers has to have a good boxing night tonight.
Yeah, Adam's a more of a boxer style, got a bit more reach, but Baydon Beddoe got a big ball. He's got him in strike, mate.
Now he's got Adam Levers in a lot of trouble there, Barry, in that corner there. I don't know which one of those punches did the damage. It was a fusilage of them.
No, the big right hand. He's got a lot of power in that bomb of a right hand, Baydon Beddoe. And
there he goes again. He's just banged him with that right hand. And
look, honestly, I think Adam Levers could be over his depth here. This guy looks too powerful at this stage of the first round.
Certainly does, and Adam Levers there, well, he didn't have much work to do last time he was here because the boy he fought was injured, got injured very early, falling on the ropes, and they had to carry him out, Barry Searle, so he didn't get any work out of that, but no doubt...
Brad Searle, yeah, I knew
Searle,
Brad from Queensland. He just took a nasty fall, but Adam in a bit of trouble here in the first round. He's a well-conditioned boy, and he's undefeated as a professional so far, so let's hope he can get himself back into the fight.
Just got to keep his hands up, I think, a little bit more.
Yeah, I think you're right, too.
That's a good point.
I think he was, after being caught with that right hand earlier, it's sort of probably still got a few cobwebs there, Anthony, eh?
Yeah.
And this Baydon Beddoe, he's very strong-looking customer, isn't he? A very stocky build and very aggressive style. As you said, Barry, that right hand's a bomb, isn't it?
Oh, it's a bomb, mate.
Trying to work that.
Look
he's
at
raking.
He knows the tricks.
He knows the tricks, doesn't he?
Bit of a lace in the eyes there.
I was about to say, he was raking those gloves then across the face of Adam Levers with those laces. And I suppose it's, as you said, he knows knows what it's about.
Actually, I can imagine why he's turned professional. He looks like more of a pro fighter than an amateur, doesn't he?
He does.
But Adam Levers now working, trying to work over Baydon Beddoe there, pushes him to the ropes just near the commentary, and Malcolm Bullner splits them up.
Anthony, you had 4 amateur fights yourself, didn't you? Oh,
we got caught again.
Forearm. Yeah.
He's very experienced. He knows all the tricks of the trade.
And they've got a left hand in just on the bell. That's a very interesting round's boxing there. And by golly, you'd have to say that Baydon Beddoe looked pretty good there, Barry, didn't he?
He's a mean-looking dude.
Well, he's not here to win a beauty contest, I suppose, is he? But he's got himself together. Anthony, how did you see that first round? Did you enjoy that round's boxing?
Yeah, it's a good round. I mean, they come out ready to fight, and obviously they want the fight pretty bad.
Anthony, I reckon you enjoyed that round a lot better than Adam Levers did.
I think so.
I'm glad I wasn't Adam with them right hands coming over the top.
My oath.
But these boys are... They've got 6 rounds here, this 6 by 3, and then after that we've got the ladies fighting, so it's a top night's boxing at Fighters Factory. It will be very
what do you think about it, ladies boxing?
Mate, I haven't even seen a ladies fight,
haven't you?
To be honest, but it's getting good coverage around the world.
Yep.
But I don't agree with it, to be honest.
I can't say I'm 100% for it, but some of these girls can really fight. You know,
yeah.
You'd want to be make sure you're home on time for dinner, that's for sure.
That's right, Barry. End up in a different boxing ring, then it's a courtroom, then, isn't it? More than anything else.
Got bashed by your missus.
Well, anything could happen, but no, the ladies are fighting tonight, and in Victoria, of course, women's boxing fully legal and licensed, but in New South Wales, I still believe women's boxing is illegal. So
is that right? Eh? Okay, well,
it is.
Equal opportunities will soon overrule that, I would imagine.
Oh, you'd think so, yes. Well, perhaps I need the legal people up there to look at New South Wales. But here we go with Baydon Beddoe rushed at Adam Levers then, and at the start of this round, he is like a raging bull, isn't he? He's fired up here. He tried to lift Adam Levers up then. If he had have caught on to him, he would have landed him on the judges the board members sitting on that side of the ring.
I tell you, I can fully understand why he's turned pro. He's not an amateur-style boxer at all, is he? You know,
no, he's not.
Adam Levers now bouncing around the ring trying to exert some authority here. It's going to be difficult for him. Oh, well, now he's trying to sling. That was more like something he'd learned from World Wrestling Federation, what he was trying to do then, I think. Pick him up and throw him, but no, a referee has split them up. Malcolm Bullner, well experienced.
He looks like a bit like an immovable object, I reckon.
Yeah.
I think the Raging Bull's cut on the left eye.
Is he?
Oh, gee, that's expertly picked up there, Anthony Mundine.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
You're right too.
Beautifully picked up. That's just above the eyebrow, slightly to the left, but it's not dripping at this point, so it may not cause him any trouble. We'll have to wait and see, but well picked up there by Anthony Mundine.
Oh, Adam Lever's getting back into the fight a bit better this round too.
He's starting to use his left hook and keeping his composure instead of wasting his shots.
Yep. Yeah, I think, you know, he got caught a bit cold in the first with that overhand right and was all at sea for the best part of the first round.
And about that, Baydon Beddoe just pokes out that left hand and then rushes in on Adam Levers. Defensive type move. And Malcolm Bullner there yelling out the instructions, and very experienced referee, Malcolm, isn't he?
Oh, for sure, an ex-top professional middleweight fighter himself, southpaw. Malcolm Bullner, top amateur as well.
Looks fit enough. It looks like he could go again, Malcolm, doesn't he? He's a very fit man.
He always presents himself in top condition, Malcolm. Good. Adam Lever's coming back well here.
He's fighting back well in here. The Fighters Factory boys, they are always in there with a chance. And
they're always superbly conditioned, you know.
Yeah.
What do you think, Anthony? So far, the fights have been pretty well matched so far and good bouts.
So I was talking to the guys that are promoting it, and they was telling me they don't you can't pick a winner out of the fights.
Even their own boys,
Even their own boys. So they really put on a good show.
Yep,
Yeah,
they
that's
do.
good.
Now, you had 4 amateur fights yourself, is that correct?
Yeah, 4 amateur fights. I fought in New Caledonia.
All of them over there?
All of them, yeah.
Okay. Why was that?
It's a bit of a disagreement with my old man and the, Tunstall's committee and his league. So we went to another league and we ended up fighting overseas. So
New Caledonia, that's interesting. Arthur Tunstall's involved in the Olympic team, the boxing Olympic team, is the team that I think that comes under the Tunstall banner. There's the 2 separate, I think, amateur divisions, Barry.
Yeah, the league and the association. Yeah. Were you in the league or the association?
The league, I think.
The league, yeah.
So these, it's a bit of a shame these disputes take place, but look, if they happen, you've got to do the best for yourself, and if you've got to go somewhere else, if you go to New Caledonia or anywhere else to fight,
well, I reckon it wouldn't be a bad place to go and have a fight, would it?
A little holiday as well.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I've never been there, but I believe it's pretty picturesque, and what a nice.
I just thought one problem I couldn't speak French.
That'd help.
You said in the ring before you're not missing your rugby at all in any shape or form at the moment. No problems with any of that.
No, I'm really focused on what I want to do and achieve in boxing and let the world know who I am and what I'm all about.
Yep, I did see when you came back from overseas, Anthony, and it was a big rap when I saw you had the autobiography of Muhammad Ali in your hands. I think when you got off the plane or you're in the taxi, and that's the book I purchased when it first came out, I think about 15 or so years ago.
Yeah, it was the old
Probably
book.
One of the best books I've ever read, I'd say.
Fantastic, yeah.
Beautiful book.
And no doubt you've been influenced by Muhammad through a lot of his comments he's made and the way he's stood up for himself over his period of time in his life.
He's a brilliant man.
I just admire him for his sportsman and who he was as a man.
Yep, me too.
Fantastic individual and well respected worldwide, United Nations work, and you name it. But Muhammad Ali, he's the sportsman of the century, the 20th century.
Terribly sad to see the way he is, and I think those last 3 fights attribute a hell of a lot towards, the way he is now. And it's a bit of a travesty on the sport, really, that they should have let the best athlete in history go that long.
It was a shame.
I'll tell you what, Adam Lever's right back in this fight. He's
fought back hard.
After the first round, I mean, credit to himself. He looked in a lot of trouble in the first round. It looked as though he could have been overmatched there, but he's come back into this well. And certainly matching Baydon Beddoe at this stage.
About that was a wicked right hand that Baydon Beddoe threw before. Hit fresh air. He would have had it landed. He would have knocked Adam Lever's head straight off his neck, I'd say. It was a huge whipping type punch, but Adam beautifully ducked out of it. And now a bullocking situation happening. Baydon chasing Adam, misses him. Oh, that right hand again.
Good
He's so
right
wide and handsome. He just missed him, Barry, didn't he?
It almost looks like a football player, doesn't he?
Yes,
yeah, rugby player, yeah.
He's very strong, stocky build, Baydon Beddoe.
He does actually look like a rugby player.
But
We don't call it football down here.
Oh.
The other stuff's football.
Rugby, eh?
Aussie rules,
Aussie
that's
rules.
football. Yeah.
I was
Look, I
actually,
love the rugby. I reckon it's a great sport.
I was actually going to say, look
Rugby
like a
league.
painter and docker for a minute, Barry, but
Hey, listen.
be a bit careful about that.
Yeah, don't ever go at the Pannons and Dockers. A lot of good mates of mine amongst those guys.
That's why I didn't want to say it. But Baydon Beddoe, now that eye cut's managed to stay. It's not causing him any trouble at all. It might just graze the flesh, I'd say. But,
Yeah.
he's okay there. Adam Levers
Just the
is
neck.
chipping away nicely.
Yeah, good work, Adam Levers. Right back in the fight.
He's certainly right back in the fight.
Landing his jab well, moving well.
Moving beautifully, showing flexibility and lateral movements fantastic.
So far, you know, like the fights I've seen Adam have, I think it's only 2. He's impressed me, always well conditioned, and you know, got plenty of heart.
He has.
Wasn't disillusioned at all in the first round there when he was hurt.
Yep, he's come back well from that, and he's done a great job here.
He's taken a big step up. I mean, to fight somebody with all the experience.
It is
of
too.
Beddoe.
Beddoe, yes. I
Yeah.
think he just copped a slight forearm of Baydon Beddoe on the nostril and Adam Levers just before the bell went, but I think you'll be all right. Doesn't seem to have hurt him too much.
Just getting off that subject for a second, your
Yes.
next opponent, Nick Tamarify, he's a pretty experienced guy, Anthony. You know?
Yeah, he is. Obviously, he's had about 35 or so fights, and
Yep.
I mean, he knows what it's all about. He's been in some great champions and been a champion himself. So,
Yep.
I've taken a big step up, but you know, I've been training hard and preparing well for the fight.
Good.
Excellent.
Good.
And I think that'd be an excellent fight for you at this point in time, Anthony. Nick Tamarify, experienced, but you know it'll certainly be well. It's a good way to step your way through the scale when you've got an aim in mind to make sure you take the right fights coming through, isn't it?
Exactly. Well, he's probably going to bring the best out of me, you know, in my boxing style, and I think that what I hear from everyone is pretty tough. So
Yep.
if I can stop him, it'll be a bonus, and it'll show, you know, that I have power and I have the coolness to really go in there and box like I should box.
No worries, mate. Well, I wish you all the best, Anthony.
That'll be fantastic for you. And the training differential, changing from training for boxing from training for rugby, obviously a lot of difference, but you've taken to it very well, Anthony.
Yeah, very different. I mean, a lot more intense, and it's just great. But sometimes you feel a little bit down. You don't want to go training, but as soon as you get in the gym, you know what it's all about, and,
Yeah,
and you get in
I
there
know
and,
what you mean.
and
Yeah.
do the work.
You get, especially when you've had a few days of hard sparring or hard
Yeah,
running, and
exactly.
you feel really buggered or really tired, and you go to the gym, and once you get the adrenaline flowing, and you know, it's a great feeling. It
It
really
is a
is.
great
And
feeling.
after it's over, you know, after the gym session's over, you feel
great.
pleased you were there. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah, I sort of miss that, mate. I do. Oh, that eye's looking a bit nasty.
Starting to open up here now, and Levers is working on it somewhat. He's thrown a couple of punches in there, and that blood started to spread across the forehead of Beddoe.
Barry, what was the feeling like when you did win the IBF World Championship?
It was awesome, mate. It really was. It was an awesome feeling. It was a bit of a... it was a bit sad, really, that I had to take the title off a fellow Aussie, being Lester Ellis, who at 12 years of age, when I was 22, I picked him as a future world champion at 12 years of age, and he won the world title at 19, and I took it off him at 20, when he was 20 and I was 30. It was a bit of a... I would have rather, you know, obviously taken the world title off someone from overseas, but I signed 3 different contracts to fight for the world title. I wanted to fight for the lightweight title, not the super featherweight or the junior lightweight title, but I got told in 1987 when I lost to Rocky Lockridge by Boom Boom Mancini's trainer and manager that when I beat a black American called Al Earthquake Carter at Dallas Brooks Hall, who had 24 fights for 23 KOs, and I beat him over 10 rounds, that no American was ever going to give me a shot at the world lightweight title. So I thank God for Lester Ellis, Anthony, I do.
Well,
I love him to this day.
That just shows you the talent and the depth, you know, Australian boxing has had over the last, you know, 2 decades.
Undoubtedly, I couldn't agree more. Per capita, we are an incredibly strong boxing nation.
It is. It's excellent to see. Anthony, I did mention you say that you'd prefer to fight international fighters as opposed to fighting Aussies.
Good left hook.
Good shots
Good
from
shot.
Adam Levers there. He's boxing really well here now. Tell you what, I really was worried for him in the first round, but he's come back really well against the raging bull, Baydon
Very
Beddoe.
well.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Anthony, I was saying you said, I think, in one of your interviews, you prefer to fight an international fighter like you did with your first fight, Gerard Zos from New Zealand, rather than an Australian. You have the view that you'd rather not have to fight Australians if you could avoid it, and prefer to fight someone from overseas from the
Yeah, that's true.
competitive...
I mean, you know, we should, as a nation, you know, rise together. And I'm in a unique situation where You know, I have a lot of offers that come out to want to fight me and stuff like that, but I have a lot of friends in a boxing game as well, and you know, I don't want to go out there. I've got nothing to prove to them. I know what my goal is, and that's to become the champion of the world. And so I'd rather fight someone not from this country. You know, it'll be a lot more. There's no more sort of differential between each other.
That's right. Yeah, that's a good point. That you'd like to see it from a unified point of view, and not have to. We'd have to fight amongst ourselves, I suppose, which is great, champ. That's fantastic attitude.
Sharon Thomson, good evening to you, Sharon.
Yeah, I tell you, it is an amazing. My whole life, I wanted to hear the man saying 15 3-minute rounds for the championship of the world. And that night with Lester Ellis, when the referee, when the MC said, you know, in 15 3-minute rounds for the IBF, you know, junior lightweight championship of the world, mate, you know, my whole body was tingling. I was almost in tears. It was an incredible feeling.
Fantastic.
And it was even better at the end of it, even though I was pretty exhausted, mate, I tell you.
I mean, 15 rounds, that's a lot of rounds, isn't it, to go?
It's a long time. Yeah, they brought it back to 12. The old 15 used to be the go. I used to prefer the 15, actually, but it's no longer about. The 12's plenty long enough. 12 threes. Baydon Beddoe realises he's got to come back into this fight. Adam Levers has got himself well back into it, landed some beautiful shots in that last round.
Oh, yes.
Baydon Beddoe really taking the fight up here, trying to land those big bombs again.
Oh, yes, and he got that right hand just moving through the left hand there, the straight left, that driving left that caught Levers on the chin there. But Adam Levers, he's resilient too. Didn't take a backward step. We can take punishment.
Adam Levers, typical Fighters Factory fighter, beautifully conditioned. They all, you know, they all are used to taking solid punches. They've obviously got good sparring with each other, and they all know their way around a ring, that's for sure.
They're doing a great job up the road there in Blackburn Rd, their Fighters Factory, and Baydon Beddoe is finding it here tonight that he's got his work cut out here with Adam Levers now. Levers exerting authority, and Beddoe trying to fight back in close. Oh, ripper uppercut!
He blocked it. He had his glove there, but it was still a beautiful punch, beautifully timed.
The timing was magnificent, Barry.
Wasn't it ever?
Anthony liked it too, which is so we got unanimity there as far as the quality of that punch was concerned. That was a beauty.
That's what it's all about. It's just timing and hitting them on the button.
Exactly.
And if you can get that leverage and that timing, you know, if you hit them right, they're going to fall.
I'll tell you, your father was a precision master at it. I used to love watching him. You know, he was one of my idols, your father.
Totally agree with you.
Such a great combination puncher, so fluent. And, you know, as I said last night on the footy show, Anthony, you've got a lot of the same attributes, which is it's fantastic, you know. And all you've got to do now is condition your body, season yourself, and you'll be up there as well, mate.
No doubt about that.
No doubt. That's the way I feel about your future. I think you've got it all in front of you, mate.
I'm really just working hard and you know, I know what I want, and it's all about hard work and learning and getting that experience that I need, I suppose.
Yeah, experience is such a big thing in this business.
It is.
It's underestimated so much. You know, conditioning, seasoning, and experience is such a big thing. I mean, you know, you've got the physical tools, you've got the natural reflexes and the attributes that like your father has. A lot of the great Curry fighters have had. You guys seem to have reflexes that are just beyond the average guy, which is fabulous.
Fantastic to have Anthony. Who'll take the bigger role as you go on? Your dad will be in there in your corner with you, and Johnny Lewis, will it be?
My dad's the number one man. You know, he's the head trainer and of the whole gym, and he really looks over everything I do, training-wise and stuff like that. And I have a couple of guys that from football that condition me,
help you out as well.
Help me out, but in the gym he's the number one man.
Good on you.
Well,
it's fantastic.
Mate, Tony Mundine Senior would have forgotten more about boxing than most people will ever know. I tell you, it's true.
This
is a cracker of a fight.
It's a ripper fight, and these boys are going hammer and tongs now, and by golly, Adam Levers there, I noticed about a minute before the end of that round, starting to look a little bit exhausted, Barry.
Well, I don't know, mate. I think Baydon Beddoe looked pretty tired too, looking over at the red corner there, mate. I think
these boys have been going at it pretty hard now for 5 or 6, 5 rounds or whatever, and by golly, they look, both of them at this point. Baydon Beddoe, even he's getting the eye treatment now, but he looks very, very tired.
This will be a cracker of a round, I think, too, because it's the last and it's a pretty even fight.
It is. I think I'd have Adam Levers in front. I haven't really, because we've been talking quite a bit to between ourselves, but I would say that Adam Levers would be in front, I would think. But it's going to be a cracking last round for sure. Baydon Beddoe's professional debut. He wants to make a success of it, and I'm sure he's going to come out bombing in the last round.
Oh, this will be a big last round. Adam Levers is having a rest right to the end.
How would you see this fight at the moment, Anthony?
Well, it depends what the judges like, really. I mean, Adam Levers is a good boxer, and he's been keeping his range and stuff like that, and Baydon Beddoe just keep coming forward constantly. So what do you like, the boxer or the guy that comes forward? They both landed great shots on each other, and it's just a matter of, I reckon it comes down to this round.
I reckon you're probably right. We've actually seen this tonight where we've had three different judges with three different, one going one way, one calling a draw, and one going the other way. So you're dead right there.
Yes, we've had some decisions going all over the place there tonight.
That blood is just coming out of the
but I think he's got another...
look, I think that cut's getting serious.
Very serious now, and in fact, I wonder whether or not it's also cut below the eye as well as the upper side, and Malcolm Bullner's going to split him
Plenty
up
of
now
blood.
And have a good look at him. He's going to let him go on. Baydon Beddoe doesn't seem to be blinking fiercely, so he's probably got full vision. And, stumbled into him there, into Adam Levers, and Levers there has got some blood splashed into his eye from the Beddoe eye.
I think maybe they just clashed heads just momentarily there. I think he might have thought he was cut himself.
Yeah,
he was cut. He got a, it was a head clash.
It was a head clash, was it? And the doctor's going to have a good look at him. Dr. John Jury, ringside doctor.
I don't know if Malcolm Bullner realised that Adam Levers is cut also. He's cut on the left eye, Steve.
Yeah, that's well picked. I haven't seen the Levers problem yet, but he's now called an end to it. Malcolm Bullner has said that Beddoe cannot go on.
Look, it looks bad. It does.
And Beddoe's unhappy, but the doctor has consulted with the referee. The referee always makes the final decision. He's got the ultimate power, but
Hang on, the doctor's maybe going to overrule him, is he, or what's going to happen?
He will listen to the doctor. Malcolm thought before that the doctor said he was finished. No, he's going to go on, so it's not finished.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man, this is going to be a fierce last couple of minutes here.
Oh, Levers wants to
what a war, hey?
I've seen a real stouse here now. Beddoe was upset now because he nearly had the fight stopped.
The raging bull.
And the big right hand over the top there.
Nothing in this fight. Adam Levers fighting for his undefeated.
Oh, a big punch from Adam Levers.
Oh, what a shot.
Oh,
as you said, that's what it's all about, mate. Timing.
And that...
How about that one?
That was a beautiful timed uppercut.
These boys.
He
went for it again.
These two warriors are both bleeding badly now, both of them. And
what
the Beddoe's in the corner. Levers is working overtime on the body. And Beddoe trying to do everything he can to stay on his feet at the moment, I think. He's trying to struggle out. He can't have enough strength to push himself out the ropes off the corner. What a fight here. Adam Levers fights, comes in hard, and Beddoe just leans down. But, the boys are leaning on each other a bit now, Barry. You can't blame them, no, gee whiz. Oh, what a fantastic performance from both these boys, these athletes.
Well, that just about clinches it for Adam Levers for sure. And, a 5-3 round with a beautiful, clean knockdown.
Oh, yes. You'd only need one big punch, and that would probably be it. But what a controversial round where the referee and the doctor looks like they got mixed up with their instructions there.
Didn't quite catch the chin that time, though. He caught him right under the chin.
You know, I reckon Malcolm Bullner thought the doctor had said he couldn't go on when he actually said he could. So that was the reason why that decision was reversed. Well, he hadn't quite made the decision, but he nearly did.
Adam Levers bleeding pretty heavily from that left eye as well. But Adam Levers has clinched the victory here in a fantastic 6-round fight.
Oh, magnificent fight.
Uppercut.
The right uppercut got through, and now he's thrown Beddoe.
Oh,
There's a bit of feeling in the fight.
Wow.
Into the fight. And what a gutsy effort.
What a fight.
It's a fantastic performance. Both these boys with eye cuts. I'll have the ice packs out tonight, gentlemen, that's for sure, Anthony. That was a big fight. First trip to the commentary area, and you get a fight like that.
I don't think I like watching fights now. I'll just box.
Yeah. Mate, when you sit ringside and you watch them sometimes, I always used to think, oh, God, like what's... seriously insane, some of this stuff. The funny thing you see people take, and then you get up there and you do it yourself,
Serious, I'll tell you what, that's why I'm glad I'm a lawyer sometimes, because I don't have to get in there. Just do the paper war at court, Barry.
Exactly.
Anthony.
John Hall, come up, John.
I'll tell you what, sensational victory. I can't see any way he's going to lose this, Adam Levers, with that knockdown and the way he came back. Really thought he was maybe out of his depth in the first round, but fought back like a real top pro to retain his undefeated record, and a very, very tough professional debut for the Raging Bull, Baydon Beddoe.
No doubt about that. Lever's probably a slightly slow start, but finished hard, didn't he?
Oh,
Anthony,
couldn't finish much better than that.
I thought Baydon Beddoe, you know, showed a lot of character and just kept coming forward.
Yep.
But in saying that, Adam Lever's really, you know, boxed well. In that first round, like you said, I thought he was in trouble, and maybe, you know, this fight was going to be stopped in the early rounds.
So did I.
But Levers came back and in the end there, caught it with a beautiful right uppercut. Right on the chin.
Ripper of an uppercut.
Fantastic punch.
I mean, I'll tell you what, he doesn't look like he'd be an easy man to put on the deck either, does he?
Oh,
No, he
not at all.
doesn't.
He's a tough nut, isn't he, Baydon Beddoe?
Both boys pretty marked up. Adam Lever's probably copped his first cut as well, I think. But
Yes.
what a cracker of a fight.
Yep. And gee, they go at it hard, those two.
Yeah, you know, that's our sport. They'll probably go and have a few beers
That's
later
exactly
and,
right,
have a laugh about it.
No doubt about that. Lots of sportsmanship is fantastic
Yeah,
in boxing.
there's
I reckon,
nothing
Barry.
like it.
There's no
There's
doubt
nothing
about
like
that.
it,
And
mate.
it's great to see former fighters. They get together like the best of mates. So I
For
think
sure.
you and Lester and all
Yep.
your buddies in boxing. It's
Well, mate,
fantastic.
I love Lester. I do.
He's a great man.
Even though you have wars and stuff like that, but you know what it's all about. You just want to be the best.
Yep.
And prove to yourself that you could do it. And after that, after everything's said and done, you know, like you said, you can just hang out and
Exactly,
have a
mate.
few drinks together.
Yep.
No doubt
Exactly.
about that.
I fought one guy 3 times. We used to party between fights and go out together, and you know.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I won all 3 though.
Judge Jim Bolton gives it 55-59. Judge David Wignall, 55-58. Final count is Anika Williams, 54-59. All for the blue corner, Adam Hammer Lever. Adam, you were a bit disgruntled at the end of the fight. You just said it didn't do a good job, but you did. But you guys seemed to clash heads, and you both came out with nasty cuts.
Yeah, it's just awkward. Probably not fit enough myself. Should have been a bit fitter.
Yeah. Okay, the record's looking good. 3 out of 3, so to speak, or 2 out of 3 with a technical draw. Can only improve on that.
Still plenty of room for improvement. Can I just thank Murray for all his help and Murray for putting up with me crap boxing. All my friends from work and footy and everyone that come. And yeah, just thanks Greg for doing my hands and good words.
Okay, the Hammer, Adam Levers, winning here on points tonight.